Today, it's pre Tottenham game day as me and Philip will give you all the latest as we face Luton Town. Yes, little Luton. Not a lot happens in Luton. Tomorrow's the biggest day in Luton's history. Tottenham Hotspur coming to town. Then on Sunday, be back to normal. Nobody knows where Luton is. Anyway, good afternoon. Welcome to Thfc Till I Die, the home of Spurs, past, present, and future, as Philip just rubs his head, moves his glasses, and gets ready to be the biggest draw since Norman Whiteside hit Moldova and Ukraine.
What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, the big draw. I got an email this morning from the Ukrainian president. Apparently, you're a big figure over in Ukraine.
Oh, good. Right. You got North Korea as well. I'm doing well, aren't I?
You're doing well. You're right to Putin comes calling asking for your autograph. Then you got problems.
Then I think I'll change my number.
Yeah. Anyway, how are you this afternoon, Philip? You looking forward to the game tomorrow against little old Luton?
Actually, yeah, I am. I mean, I know it's we're coming off games against Arsenal and Liverpool. It shows you the widespread there is in football now. And the next game is against Luton Town, who were in non-league football about 5 years ago. And here they are back in the Premiership. I mean, it's an incredible achievement for them to get there. And I just hope that we don't do what Spurs teams of the past possibly might have done, is beat Liverpool and then lose to Luton. But I don't see it happening. I really don't. I think, I can see Luton getting a wake-up call tomorrow. Welcome back to the Premiership, lads. This is reality.
Yeah. Well, or it could go tits up and they could spring a surprise on us.
It could.
I don't know. Luton, Kenilworth Road is one of those throwback old stadiums of the 80s, isn't it? Really, 70s and 80s. It's tight. It's compact.
Would you go as far as that? Would you go back as near as that? I say more like the 60s.
It's tight. It's compact. I've been there a few times, and it really is. It's a throwback to the old era. But anyway, let's see who's seen the chat. Philip, who's joined us. We've got Carl Simpson. Good afternoon, all. Everyone in the chat. Big up, Carl. There, the biggest supporter of our channel. Pardon?
Any Lycra? Is any Lycra on today? Remember he was.
Yeah. To trust you and me, and bring this channel down to some sort of gutter level. There's me trying to keep it up here, up in the good standard of Tottenham YouTubing success, and you lot just bring it right. I'd just give up. I'm gonna go. Might as well join you. Good afternoon, Carl. I hope you're right. You've got Wembley one. It'd be nice to get to Wembley this year in the FA Cup, wouldn't it, Philip? Afternoon, everyone. The dreaded lunchtime KO on a tight pitch will not be a walk in the park tomorrow. No, I wouldn't want to walk through.
It probably won't be. It probably won't be. But
I would not want to walk in Luton. I was going to say, I would not like to walk through Luton's Park after midnight. Believe me, there are some savoury characters in Luton.
Yeah. I'd say the pitch is okay. I know the pitch has to be a certain dimension. I think it's the proximity to the crowd that's going to be, you're going to be right on top of the crowds, right on top of the pitch, which is not that common in games or in grounds these days. So that's going to be very interesting. But the way I look at it, Luton got beaten by Burnley the other night. We beat Burnley 5-2. So by the law of averages, we should win. But the law of averages doesn't mean anything when it comes to a football match.
Do you know what? I think tomorrow's good. Everyone thinks we're going to beat Luton 4-5-0. I can't see that. I think it's going to be a tight.
I don't think so. I think if we can score early, early and make them come out at us, we'll pick them off. But if they get the first goal, that crowd's going to be really up for it.
Greg Sound, good afternoon. Not absolutely dreading tomorrow. Don't be, Greg. It's going to be grand. Tottenham going to turn up, win 6-0. Be all shouting top of the league. Everyone will be happy. All the Arsenal fans will be crying. Liverpool will be looking to walk out of the league because they ain't got another VAR decision. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be grand and rosy. It will be the most Tottenham thing ever. We can beat the likes of Liverpool and lose to Luton. When you have to walk through an old dear's house. I know that. Look, Philip we did ask Philip, we did ring up this man. Could Philip go and we could do the watch long from his kitchen? And he said, no, he says, I'm sorry. I've rented it out to somebody else. So we're going next year if they stay in the Premier League. Yeah, it has got the most unique entrance to any football stadium I think I've ever seen, Philip, in my life. Walking through somebody's house. I mean,
you go through a row of terraced houses, and there's the entrance to Luton Town, Kenilworth Road, in the middle of a row of terraced houses. It's incredible. You know, it's probably the most unique ground there is anywhere. I don't think anyone's come up with that one before. It's
I would
brilliant.
love to interview him. How many famous people have walked through that door?
Well, I think actually with the way they've done it, they've done a kind of a walkway. It's for the away fans get in that way. It's
Yeah.
the away fans end that his house is at. So obviously he's obviously sold his garden or sold something because they're obviously it's not on his property, it's on Luton town property.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he did quite well financially out of it to allow them in through that way, you know.
He did. I say he got a few tickets as well, but big up, Greg. We've got Daniela Zito. Good afternoon, Coys. Good afternoon, Daniela. And look, again, the sad story, Philip, that came out of Leighton Orient the other night.
Yeah,
The
very sad,
gentleman that
very
passed
sad.
away. So, look, me and Colin passed on our condolences to Leighton Orient and his family, and I'm sure you'd be the same, wouldn't you, as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not very good. It's a terrible thing that happens, and it happens at football matches when you get 15, 20,000 people at a game. You know, it's very likely something is going to happen. So unfortunately, it happened just at the wrong time for Leighton Orient. Unfortunately, 6 minutes from the end of the match.
I did say it last night. Didn't mean to be rude, but what a way to go! Do you know you're there supporting your team?
That's true.
You know, I'm just saying. No, it's not nice for the
No,
family.
that's true. Absolutely. I mean, it's probably they'd always say that's the way he would have liked to go. You know,
yeah,
at his favorite football team's ground.
Yeah, and I'd say so. But anyway, our condolences to Leighton Orient and the family of that gentleman. Our thoughts are with you at this sad time. Carl Simpson says, "What would you call Kim Yon if he loses £50?"
John, that's the boy in.
Look, you've stomped Philip with that one. Carl says Slim Yon. Sorry, you mentioned North Korea. I did, yeah.
I wonder what football team Kim Jong-un supports. I just have this sneaky feeling he's an Arsenal fan. No, he's an Arsenal fan.
He looks like an Arsenal fan. He's got that look about him.
Fan.
Yeah,
he has,
Donald Trump looks like an Arsenal fan as well. He's got.
He's definitely an Arsenal fan. He's definitely an Arsenal fan.
Do you know some of them Arsenal fans have got sort of disturbed look about them? Do you know what I mean,
Would you
Philip?
blame them? Supporting the team like that, I'd be disturbed.
Yeah, like Chelsea fans and West Ham fans, they all got that sort of disturbed look about them. Millwall fans, they come from another era. Millwall fans come from another century, I think, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Philip is trying to be diplomatic. Well, I'm not.
Well, you told me to be diplomatic because you told me I was very undiplomatic with some of the comments I made earlier. So I'm going to behave myself today. Well, most of the time.
Philip, you behaving yourself, right? It's like saying the Pope is Catholic. I mean, it never happens. Well, saying the Pope's not Catholic. You behaving yourself. Do you know? You will come out with some comment. You try, yeah, okay, try.
I'm bound to. I probably will, but you know.
Yeah. I've seen what Gerard's put in as well. I've got an answer for that coming up. Have you seen it, Philip?
I did, yeah.
There's
trouble coming as well.
Yeah, there is. I
see who trouble is on the horizon here. So you talk about me being on my best behavior. What about telling her?
No, I leave her. Let her to it. We leave trouble well on with it. If we did have a go with this, beyond this show within 5 seconds, and having a go with us. Rooty Tooty, big up everyone. At least Sonny and Maddis are fit. Yep. And we may see Gil Hill and Liz Celso on the bench. I think so too.
Yeah.
We've got Luke Chapman. I went to fair school in Wellingborough. I worked in Wellingborough for a while. My old school in Northampton. Big up, sir. We've got Carl saying Dermot is only saying that, right? If it was his house, he couldn't stand there naked in front of the window. I'm actually getting a little bit concerned about you, Carl, and you imagining me naked all the time. Do I have to take an injunction out on you or something?
As long as you're not wearing Velcro or what you call it, spandex, whatever you call it.
Yeah, I think I'll have to talk to my solicitor Monday morning, take an injunction out on Carl Simpson here, I think. Yeah, but anyway, big up, Carl. Daniela says Tottenham will always be my first team, Orient my second, as it's more accessible to me. It's like me. Tottenham's my main team, but I'm going to admit it now. I've got a soft spot for Newcastle. Always have done. Even as a kid, I've always had a soft spot for Newcastle United. Always have done. Of course, Celtic is my second love, but as for a team, always have done.
Right.
You, Philip, who is your second team?
So I
little
don't have
soft
one other
spot
than
for.
not really. I have this sort of soft spot for Everton. I don't know why. I just
Yeah.
feel that, like us, we were living in the shadow of Arsenal for a long time, and they've
Mm.
been living in the shadow of Liverpool. I think
Yeah.
they're a decent club, but other than that, I wouldn't really have a soft spot for anybody. Celtic, I would follow in Scotland, obviously, but
Oh yeah, same here.
no, I wouldn't really have any.
No,
I wouldn't like to see Everton go down, but I think they will
no.
this season the way they've gone on.
I've always had the soft spot for Newcastle because I've been up to Newcastle and I love the people up there. They're so genuine up there. The
Oh, they
people
are,
up in
absolutely. If you could
Geordies, they
understand
really
them,
are.
if you could understand
Yeah,
what they're saying,
I
I
did.
mean, that's
I tell you
you
one
need to
thing:
bring an
you go up,
interpreter with you.
you go up there for a weekend, and they're the most welcoming people you'll ever meet. Northern people are actually people from
Yeah.
Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle. All them people up the north are very welcoming and all working
Well,
class families up there. So
I have a family connection with Newcastle because my grandfather's brother, right? That's gone back years. Was knocked down and killed by a tram in Newcastle before the war. So that's family connection to Newcastle. Yeah. So.
I'm not laughing at that, Philip. But
No, that was it. I never knew. Obviously, way before my time, but they apparently it was so foggy up there. He didn't see the tram coming. It was just one of these foggy, smoggy nights, and walked straight into the tram and got killed. So
I'm sorry, Philip. I don't mean to laugh. I know it's a family member.
But he was a Newcastle fan. So
oh, there you go. Yeah, Philip, you do come out with them. Andrew Gregory, in the 1980s, Luton had a plastic pitch. I remember that. It brought in home fans from only memberships, but when I got in, it was all in Spurs. It was all Spurs behind the goal we were in. We were there. We were fecking everywhere. Of course we were.
Yeah.
Daniela
I wonder how many
says,
Spurs fans got. I wonder, like, given the ground only holds 11,000, I wonder how many Spurs fans are there tomorrow. It can't be more than about 1,000.
The jokes about your great granddad are starting to come in, by the way. Some of them are quite good, actually. Daniela Zito says, I see a 3-0 win. Coys, Kulu, Richie, double. Yeah, I could see Richie getting a hat-trick tomorrow. I'm going to stick my neck out.
I would just love to see him scoring a hat-trick tomorrow.
Oh, here she is. Hello, lads. Trouble is here.
Hello, dear. On your best behavior now, lads. Come on.
Yeah.
The
Come on,
headmistress is here.
Yeah.
The headmistress is here.
Well, I don't know what we call her the headmistress. She's the ringleader.
Well, the headmistress, she's in charge of the dungeons. She's in charge of the dungeons.
That's true. Yeah. Big up me and everyone. Please get over to Spurs Between the Lines and give your head a wobble while you're subscribing. It can be done. I've done it. Philip's tried. He can't do it yet, but I can. Gerard O'Connor.
It wasn't the miners anyway. That's for sure.
I knew you're going to go down that route.
I think,
what team did Maggie?
Wasn't she from somewhere in Lincolnshire? Was it Scunthorpe she was from, or somewhere like that?
Anyway, what team did Maggie Thatcher support? Well, it wasn't Ireland.
No.
No. I don't think it was Liverpool either.
No, but
I think she was. I think she was a Millwall.
I knew she was from some town up in.
Philip, don't be serious about this, but I think she was a Millwall fan.
Oh, well, she do.
Yeah, I do. Because she liked tearing up.
Did she?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she was a Millwall fan. Yeah, I've got no time for Maggie Thatcher anyway.
She was born in Grantham. That's right. Grantham in. Do you know where she died? I never knew this. She actually died in the Ritz Hotel in London.
Did she really?
I still never knew that. Yeah. Bet you Arthur Scargill didn't go to a funeral. That's for sure.
You fecker.
I'm only saying. Yeah,
I know. You know. Anyway, I reckon she was a Millwall fan. You, Philip, what do you reckon?
I'd say she was she'd be more up north. She'd be kind of Bradford City or someone like Doncaster or someone like that. Some hardline.
Maybe Leeds.
Could be, yeah. Could be.
Yeah. And that's enough about Maggie Thatcher, as much as you want to talk it. Luton away fans must have a great time getting in the stadium to their seats. Yeah, they must do.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I
I
wonder.
can see some
I wonder.
videos coming back tomorrow after the game, people getting into
Yeah,
the ground. It'll be great fun
yeah.
watching them.
Not naked in that lycra onesie. Yeah, Philip's got that lycra onesie. He wears that all the time. I saw him before.
Mia, have you nothing to say about all this? Have you nothing to say?
Don't give her a license, Philip. Do not give that woman any
If
license
that
to
there,
do
come on,
anything.
come on. I'm only egging her on here,
I know what you're doing, but you give Mia that much, she'll take about that
Yeah.
much. That's what
I'm not even going to
Mia
comment
likes
on
that
that.
much.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
Similar to me, always Tottenham, but used to know loads of people. I used to live in Watford with Watford season tickets, and used to go when they couldn't attend. Watford's
Is there
very
anywhere
good.
you haven't lived? Is there anywhere you haven't lived? So far, you lived in Luton. You've lived in somewhere else.
No,
Wellingborough. You've lived
never
in
lived in
Northampton.
Luton.
You've lived.
No,
in
I
Luton,
worked,
okay.
Philip. I worked in Luton. I worked in
right, okay,
Northampton.
Right.
I lived in St Albans, Watford, Cambridgeshire, and then Ireland.
Yeah, that's it. Just about everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in Mullingar for a long while when I was a kid.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah, the hometown of what's his
Joe
name?
Dolan country.
Joe Dolan. Joe Dolan country. Yeah, yeah. My dad bought me my first computer in Tullamore for, I think it was £150 or punt.
Right. That's not the same one you've been using up to recently. It was giving you trouble, was it?
No, I was going back to the 1920s currency we had back then.
Oh, right. Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Commodore
the currency was called
the.
What was it? Yeah, I'll ask you a question about that later. It
punt.
Wasn't a very good connection. Punt. Yeah, where did that come from?
The punt.
By the way.
Pound. Punt means pound.
Oh, so it's Irish for pound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. So are you saying Jesus, Dermot? I did know that. Yeah, I did. I'm just being told off now. It wasn't a very good connection. This is to your great granddad being knocked over by a tram. So
it wasn't granddad. It was my granddad's brother. It was granddad's brother.
All right, your granddad's brother. Yeah. So what Philip is trying to say, the fog and the time was on the line.
Yeah, exactly. It was.
That's
It was back in the day in the smoky cold, and you couldn't even see where you were going. Yeah. And, it was that foggy and everything.
I got run over by a meat float when I was a baby boy as a kid. It just bounced over my ankles.
Jesus. It wasn't the one Father Dougal was driving, was it? And Father Ted?
It probably was. Dania Sandoval, big up, one love. Was she a Hun?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, she'd be the type that would support Arsenal, all right.
Yeah. Mia says, I was trying to be good. I thought it was more like a gimp suit. See, you see,
what's a gimp suit? What's a gimp suit?
I have not got the foggiest.
Neither have I. I know that somebody will tell us in the near future.
With a peephole, Mia.
There we go.
Here we go again. Right, Dermo, did you ever go to Peterborough? If so, is it nice?
Peterborough? No, I've never been Peterborough.
When my mum and dad got married, they used to live in Peterborough when they first got married.
Okay.
Peterborough. I think I class Peterborough in the same place as Luton. A place you never want to go to. Carl's saying what Dermot isn't telling you is he was kicked out of the cities. That is why he's been all like, "Oh, very funny."
Yeah, we didn't like to say, but we guess that. We guess that was the reason.
God, you lot are bloody. Oh, I don't know. Big up everyone. Hope you well. Big up Chris, the big Liverpool fan in here. So be nice to him. Show him some love.
Got a good win last night.
Hug a Liverpool fan today. That's what it is. Hug Club Day today. That's what it is.
Yeah.
When you come out of the Roki end of Watford, you walk through an allotment. You do actually. That is
God
very
help the man's potatoes or his cabbages. If anybody's growing vegetables, that wouldn't be the last too long.
Carl is asking for early access. I don't know what he's looking for, Chris.
Easy access. Easy access.
Oh, easy access. All right. I thought you said early access. Ever visit Peterborough, Dermot? Yep. Never want to again. And the first big
mutual, Dermot.
Oh, you're so funny.
I thought you'd frozen there for a minute.
No, my computer's worked all right. Oh, Mia's just sent me a picture. Oh, very funny, Mia. Oh, you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I now know what a gimp looks like. I do not want to look at one again. Cheers,
He's
Mia.
shocked for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
Oh, dear.
you've just. I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, you frightened me. Your first big six sides to play at Luton this season will be interesting how the big teams play. That's very true,
Yeah,
Philip.
that's true. That's a good
Tottenham
point.
are
Yeah,
one of the
because
first side.
they
I
played
mean,
Burnley and the likes of that, and
yeah. Once you look, Luton really is a rag to riches story, Philip, of where they were to where they are now.
yeah. Incredible story.
Yeah, it is. But do you know, you hope to do well everywhere else, but tomorrow I just hope to get smashed.
Yeah, I'd love to see them stay up, but I want them taught a lesson tomorrow. You know.
Yeah. Well, we all know about them staying up under what's his name?
David,
the manager. Yeah, apparently he's at the ground tomorrow, taking people around broken round corners.
Is he not looking after the parking?
He is, yeah, and he's been sponsored by the AA and the RAC apparently.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
apparently he has problems going around dodgy corners. So and
I know.
driving slowly.
Yeah.
So I think he should give up driving now. You don't want to know what a gimp suit is like. Yeah, I've just seen the picture of it. It's just yeah. I'm not even going to send it to Philip. If I showed that to Philip, he might not see him for a week. Dermot, did you ever visit Exeter? Nope, never been there.
Yes,
Exeter's
a lovely city. I've been there. It's a lovely city, beautiful city.
Been there. Yeah, Carl. Once you were caught streaking in Watford, you were out. Oh, yes. I tell you one thing, that the people in this chat have a very bad thought of me. Dermot would love. I've just seen it, Mia. No, I would not. I'm not that sort of way inclined, any way, shape, or form. You've just. I'm just. I don't know. Dermot, you can order it online.
Jesus Christ.
This is too much information.
Is this supposed to be a football program or what?
God knows. And then we've got Carl's
statement.
7 of them in his cupboard, one for every day of the week.
Oh dear. I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds good.
I'll send you the picture, Philip.
If you see me going on putting on me hiding me cam, you know I'm laughing too much.
Yeah, hang on. Where is he? Where's Philip? Where's Philip YouTube, as I call him? I don't call him Philip Brady. I've just sent it to you now.
All right, let's have a look.
Anyway.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, gee. Oh, no, do you know something? I've seen that before. That's the new Arsenal away kit.
It is. That's what Arsenal
it suits them very well, actually. Yeah.
Now, Tottenham team news, Philip. 9 ruled out, 4 are doubt as Ange Postecoglou handed early boost. Now, the press conference was today, so do you want to go through the press conference?
Yeah. Just hang on, I want to bring it up here now. Ange was upbeat. he had a very funny comment to pass after the Liverpool game. Apparently, whenever he went in for the press conference, all the thing about the disallowed goal was causing all the furore. And he says he stood there for a couple of minutes and nobody was listening to him. They're all talking amongst themselves about the goal that never was. So he says I might as well not have been there. Now, where did I just get this here now? He was going on about the players that are available and not available. And Sonny and Maddison they've trained all week. Brian Hill's very close, as is Lo Celso. Brennan Johnson is almost there, but it's not going to be risked tomorrow. And obviously, Manor Solomon is out now for a couple of months or more with a knee injury, which is very unfortunate. And also Perisic is out as well. Then obviously the long-term injury worries are Ryan Sessegnon, who seems to be injured most of the time now anyway. And Alfie Whiteman is out, but he wouldn't have been playing anyway. And Bentancur is stepping up his fitness regime. And I'd say Bentancur could be back with us by the end of the month or early in November, which would be great. It really
Yeah.
would. But what do you call him? Andrew's having a good laugh at the situation last week. Like he was saying, well, what can you do? It's mistakes happen, and he was kind of hinting that Liverpool were making too much of it, and which they were obviously. And I think that's about it.
Yeah, and we've got Gareth. Yeah, I've got all that in the thing, Philip. It was all more grey with the press conference. I've got all the injury stuff within the PDF. But yeah, there's a lot of players we thought were out are now back in.
Yeah,
so
back,
which is great, isn't it? Which is great for us.
Yeah,
We've got
competition for places. That's what we need.
Gareth Chalmers. Is it Chalmers, Philip?
Chalmers. Yeah. People need to understand
that people seem not to understand that we Luton are on a mission. We need a new stadium, so many clubs go up from the Championship and go down. Yeah. That's true. Actually, that's very true.
You can see the problem of an owner of a club like Luton, who could be like Burnley, a bit like a yo-yo club. They're up and down every couple of seasons. Do you go to the expense of building a new stadium like Brentford did? Like Brentford took a chance and built that lovely new stadium of theirs, right? Do Luton take that chance, spend millions of while they have it now? If they get relegated at the end of the season, they may not have it. So it's a very, very tricky situation for them, And I honestly think that a club like Luton, if they have a good season this season and stay up, then they may well go for that. But if they don't, they'll be glad they didn't, if you know what I'm coming from,
Yeah.
Financially.
Yeah, look, for me, I think Luton, look, we all, sorry, Philip, I'm just doing something. I think everyone likes Little Luton. Everyone wants Luton to do well.
Oh, yeah.
And I know for years, even when I was a kid, they were looking to build a new stadium, I think, by Luton Airport, around that sort of area.
Yeah.
So there have been for he's also saying, so why spend millions when the answer to your competitiveness is to build a better stadium and better foundations and then grow as a club? That's very true as well.
Yeah,
that's very, very true as well. He says yes.
It's a big decision to make. Like if you look at it there, like how many clubs have built new stadiums recently? Very few.
Yeah.
Spurs did it. Everton are doing it, which they may regret doing if they go down this season. Brentford have done it. Who else? Brighton. They've done it in recent years as well.
We've done it.
The ones that have done it have done well, but a lot of them, like the old traditional stadiums, are still there. Sheffield United's old stadium, Villa Park, which is, I'm going to class Old Trafford now as a traditional stadium. It's fallen to bits. To bits.
Villa have just been granted, I think, it's 100 million to build a new stand at Villa Park. They've got the stadium for the 2028.
Yeah, as we have.
Yeah, as we have. Old Trafford wasn't picked. St James's Park.
Well, St James's Park. Well, I'm not surprised Old Trafford was, even though it holds 75,000 people. It's 75,000 people not in very comfortable surroundings at the moment. The infrastructure there is crumbling. And by the way, I just saw a thing going through earlier. They're doing a Troy Parrott. Troy Parrott hasn't even made the Irish squad for the game next week. So that's looking bad for him, even though he's playing for Excelsior in Holland at the moment.
Yeah. Just go through the chat there. Sorry, Philip. I was just trying to do something there. We've got Gareth saying, Brian McGuire saying, Arsenal sponsors for the next season is Gimps R Us.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It looked well on them, actually. It looked very well.
It would, actually. Gareth says 50 years of looking for it. Yeah, they've spent so long, Luton. And look, nothing against Luton Town. I love Luton Town. They're a family club. Look, we all joke about Luton. And I used to live in St Albans, which was probably a good 40 minutes away from Luton. And when I was a kid, Luton had a massive Irish community in Luton. So if it was like from St Albans, Luton, Bedford, the three sort of places were full of Irish people. And spent many of a Sunday there with my parents drinking in the pubs in Luton, with the Irish, back in the 80s and 90s sort of thing. But yeah, look, I think if anyone deserves a new stadium and an uplift, it's Luton Town Football Club. We really do. Big up, Leo and Lego. Big up, guys. How are you? Great to see you back in. We've got Gerald said, what's your thoughts on Donnelly chances of making it at Spurs?
He will.
I
He
think he's got a
he was
great
on
chance.
he was on the squad. He was on the panel.
Mm,
He was on the squad for Liverpool on the subs bench.
mm,
He'll be a good player for us. He
yeah,
really will. I think he's
and
taken over from Troy Parrott as the next white hope for Spurs.
I think so. I think so. Dean Scarlett as well is going to be thereabouts. Philip as well. I think
Yeah,
we shouldn't
yeah,
give up on
yeah.
him either. But I think
Our
Donnelly's going to
academy
be.
is looking so good at the moment. Our academy
Yeah,
is looking really, really good.
yeah, it really is. We've got Leo. He's saying hi to Mia. They're saying hi to Mia. We have a great operating system and culture. You do at Luton. Luton is a very family oriented. Sorry, Philip. Just Philip. Can you
Orientated.
just carry on for a minute?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, great. I mean, I'm taking Gareth. I'm thinking you're talking about the background, the way the club is run, and by like a very loyal fan base, and no, and I'm sure you're full for every game. I mean, there's going to be no such thing as a free ticket for a Luton game, given the small capacity that the ground has. But it's great to see that. I mean, I know we were after tomorrow. I want Luton to do very well. I can't say I want them to do well tomorrow because they're playing Spurs, but I think I'd love absolutely. It would make my season if Luton went to the Emirates and Highbury, or whatever you want to call it, the Etihad, or whatever you want to call it, and beat them, and beat the likes of Man City and Arsenal. That would be, for me, that would be the highlight of the season. It really would.
Yeah. I want to say big up to Tequila316 as well. Hello, everyone. Hello, panel. Big up Tequila. Gareth said, never spend beyond our means, only sign players with the correct attitude.
Yeah, well, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
And look, Luton are not going to win every game. Let's be, but yeah, if they can go to Chelsea, or a lot of big teams are going to come to Luton this season and struggle. I really do. I really do. And look, they've already beaten. Yeah, they have.
The atmosphere tomorrow is going to be electric.
Yeah,
it's going to be electric.
Let's not forget they've gone away to Everton and beaten them at Goodison Park. Let's not forget that. So they've got the win and they've got a few points on the board. Said Brentford are a great example. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yes, many Irish people. Yeah, and he says still a few pubs. Yeah, there still is in Luton. Brian says I liked Luton when I was young. Ricky Hill, the Stern brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The plastic pitch.
Jared is asking, do you think Levy will skimp it and force Ange to use under 21 players? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Look, I think you got to be prudent in who you buy. I think you can't just be spending money willy nilly. We haven't got the backing like of a Saudi club or a Qatar club or Manchester United, Newcastle, or Manchester City. I mean, it says a lot when a Man United fan says, "I would take Daniel Levy tomorrow to be the owner of my club."
Yeah.
It does say a lot, doesn't it, Philip?
Yeah, it does. But about skimping with the under 21s, like until January now, no team can buy in any players unless you pick up a player that's out of the contract. So, but the good thing about the Spurs at the minute, we've got players like Jamie Donnelly coming up. We've got Veliz, the new Argentinian guy who got on against Liverpool towards the end. So we've got good young players coming through who I don't think will be scared at the prospect of playing in the Premiership.
No,
so 2 years ago I wouldn't have said that because neither Mourinho or Conte had any interest in the academy. No. They really didn't care if it existed or not. Whereas Ange has got a completely different viewpoint. He wants that academy to be successful, and he will use the players as he sees fit.
Do you think Ange has got more of a mindset like Fergie did with United when he brought through the youngsters at United, or Liverpool did back in the day? And he did it at Celtic as well, Philip. He brought a lot of young players through the Celtic academy while he was there. Do you think it's a mindset managers have, and do you think it's a good mindset to have, like a Fergie, like Liverpool done during the years, bringing through the youngsters?
Mindset. It's a great mindset, because I'll tell you why. What's happened too much at too many clubs in the last few years, and Chelsea are a big example of this. And while Chelsea may have a decent enough academy, look at the amount of players they've signed. And every player you sign in is one place less for the academy players already at the club. And it must be soul destroying if you're trying to break into the club and suddenly Chelsea sign 3 players in your position, which pushes you down the pecking order. What Spurs are doing now is the generic. They're buying in. They bought in Ashley Phillips and Blackburn. He's one for the future. Your man Dorrington, the centre back, he's an absolute going to be a star. Jamie Donnelly. We've got Mikey Moore. We've got all these young lads who are going to be pushing hard for a place, and Ange will encourage them to get into the team. It's just a shame we're not still in the Carabao Cup. I reckon some of those lads would get an outing in that if we were still in there, you know. But I think the outlook for Spurs at the minute is probably as positive as it's been since the Pochettino years, when we were really scaring teams to death.
Do you know what? I think we've got a better setup now than we did on the Poch.
Oh, probably have, yeah. Yes, probably have, yeah.
That's why I keep going back to it, Philip. It reminds me of the 80s. You had Graham Roberts come out, or Glenn Hoddle, Mickey Hazard came in. You had what was his name? Alistair Dick. He came in.
Yeah, Ali Dick, yeah.
Ali Dick. You've got players that were coming in. You had like Gary Stevens. You had these youngsters that Birkinshaw bought with Bill Nick, by the way. Bill Nick was the one who found Graham Roberts and Paul Miller and Garth Crooks and Steve Archibald, and Gary Mabbott came from Bristol Rovers or City.
Bristol Rovers,
you know, as a young player. We always bought the best young players around Tottenham during the years. And we've done it even probably in the 60s and 70s. You look at Steve Perryman coming through the ranks. You look at Glenn Hoddle came through the ranks, Philip.
But there's a lot of players, though, Dermot. There's a lot of players as well, unfortunately, that have slipped the net, that weren't, for whatever reason. I think of John Bostock. He's one of the name that springs to mind. Marcus Edwards, although we still have a buyback clause for him. You know, there are ones that got away, but I don't think that's going to happen too much. They got frustrated. They were not getting the chance to play in the first team. That's where they wanted to go. And you can't blame them. But I think at the minute, the likes of Donnelly being in the first team squad for a game like Liverpool is immense. Absolutely immense.
It is.
Think what that confidence is going to do for that young lad, you know?
Yeah.
And then he goes and scores 2 goals against Chelsea in the under-21s. Yeah.
We've got Garrison not looking for a win tomorrow, just a great performance. And then, you know what? And he also says we should have beaten Burnley, and you should have done, to be fair. I thought they had the better of Burnley. Daniela says winning at Goodison Park ain't that tough. Not really.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. One thing I would just worry a little bit about that performance at Goodison Park. Everton had missed a hat load of chances, especially headers from corners. They could not get the ball on target. So if you gave away that many chances, you know, you'd worry a better team might just punish you.
I'm Gareth saying just let us beat Arsenal 88 style.
Please do. Please.
Big up to Gio. He says, morning, everyone. Morning, Gio. Hope you're well.
Morning.
Carl says, Luton beating Everton was a great result. Winning at Everton is great when most of your team have been recruited from the lower leagues.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what's in it? I know there's one of your players, Gareth. One of your players has been the whole trip. He's been from down to non-league football and back again in 9 years. And he's still there. That's an amazing story. That really is.
Jared is asking, who will decide who comes in or out, Levy or Ange? I think Ange has the final say on everything. Ange. Tequila's saying Levy.
Scott Munn will probably have something to say in it now, but I think Levy's moving away from that direction in the club.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I think so. We've got Gareth saying Spurs traditionally have a good youth system. Yeah, we normally do. Tequila says, new keyboard, Mia. My fat finger's not used to smaller keys. Yeah. Jared's asking, do you really think the likes of Mickey Moore will get a chance this year? I do. I really do.
Maybe not this year. Mikey Moore is only 17. I think maybe Philip, not this year, but it might get it next year.
I'm disagreeing with that because they could have said the same about Wayne Rooney. He was 16 when he made his debut. If you're good enough, you're old enough.
I know that, but what I'm saying, if you look at the people that play in his position, who he's got, we've got Veliz, we've got, there's a lot of players just in that type of attacking midfield forward position. So that's why I think he may have to wait till next year, but he is one for the future. He's a great little player. He really is.
Yeah.
We'll see. I would love to see him get the game, but I just don't think he will, not yet.
Andrew said we had Ali Dick on the wing. Yeah, we did. Tequila says that
we had a dick on the wing there.
Yeah, we had. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Cheers, Philip. I even have a mic now, Mia, so I may have to come into your channel and I'll agree with you over Danny Boy. Tequila, if you are going, we'll get you and Mia with me and Philip on a podcast next Monday. So let us know if that's all right for both of you. So the Cockerel Clock podcast will be myself, you, Philip, and Mia and Tequila. So let us know, Tequila, if you would like to take us up on that opportunity, and we'll get you on a podcast next week. Because it's international break as well, we've got a lot more to talk about. And also, we are doing a special debate show next week on finances the following Monday. We've got Sean Butler coming on, and we've got Ollie coming, not Ollie, Colin coming on as well, talking about the finances of football and Manchester United, and why some Premier League clubs are looking at Spurs and saying they have the right model to run a football club.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting then. Very interesting.
Yeah. Mia's just having a go at me. She says, "No, on my channel, not yours." Well, I'm inviting you and Tequila onto our channel, Mia. So it was only an invitation. That's all it was. The good old clocky clock. Then we've got Power Cut. Yeah. And everyone. Any Spurs fans going tomorrow? Enjoy the pubs. Yeah, there's some great pubs in Luton as well. We've got Keelis says, "I have no webcam, but if that's okay, not having one should be fine. Get a headset and mic, mirror, and demo." Yeah, well, you're welcome onto the podcast anyway. I've got Gerald O'Connor. Who was better, Paul Miller or Graham Roberts? Oh,
Graham Roberts.
I'm gonna have to.
You're going for Paul Miller?
No, they both had their strengths. They both had strengths, but I think Graham Roberts probably slightly edged it.
Yeah, he did.
Not by much, though, Philip. Not by
much.
No,
they were a good pairing. And you know what? I like, neither of them were that tall for centre back.
No.
They were they're a bit like Romero. They were kind of stocky, so not small, but not tall either. But I think Roberts for me, for his go through a brick wall for Tottenham attitude, that's what I win. He'd win the bet for me.
And still does, Philip. Still does.
Always. If you see him having a go at Liverpool fans this week over the thing on the goal, like give it a break, get on with it, and that sort of stuff. He's having a right go with Jamie Carragher, and Jamie Redknapp.
Yeah. Well, Jamie Redknapp should have more sense. He was our club captain.
Yeah, we played for Liverpool as well for longer. That's probably where his
but look, it's just you look at Jason Cundy as well.
Yeah, that's true. He's probably the worst of the lot, actually.
Yeah, neither as good as Gary Doherty.
The Ginger Pele. Ginger Pele.
Okay, we've got Chris says Luton been unlucky, in my opinion. They have been this season. Just lack of goals so far for them. I agree with that. I really do. I think
a couple of crackers against Everton. They scored a couple of crackers against Everton.
Gary's saying back to work. Enjoy the day tomorrow. Hopefully see you all next season. Great bunch of fans. Well, look, Gareth, we're here
good luck.
Every day at 4. We've got the watch-alongs the weekend. So, look, welcome back. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and let you know when we're next on. It's great having you in, and we love the input you had in the chat as well. So, big up, Gareth.
Yeah, thanks, Gareth. And come back in after the match and let us know what you thought of it whenever it's all done and dusted.
Yeah. Tequila says always fun to take shots at Jamie Redknapp, the Spice Boy.
Yeah.
There's these two, Philip, Gary Stevens or Chris Hughton.
Houghton. Chris Houghton.
I'll go for Chris Houghton.
No, it's Chris Houghton.
I agree with you, Houghton. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Chris Houghton, great servant for Spurs. Really
I've got Chris 2-1 Spurs is my prediction. Won't be an easy as people, and I agree with you. I don't think it will be easy.
It could well be.
I don't. Everyone's saying, Philip. Everyone's saying, "Oh, it's only Luton. We're going to go there. We put £5 Burnley."
No, it's dangerous talk.
That is very dangerous talk.
No.
Carl
I think we're long enough in the tooth to know that Spurs don't do that. Spurs will score 5 in match you don't expect them to score 5 in, but they'll never do it in the game you expect them to score in.
No. Carl says, you tell me another defender who scored position is a striker. I know. Second position is a striker. I know. It's blooming hilariously funny. Okay, cool host says, look forward to it, Mia. And Yeah, look, the invitation. I will speak to you, Mia, over the weekend about that as well as you, Tequila. We'd like to both on Monday. Get you on because I have a belter of a podcast to do Monday. I really have got a plan in my head. Philip, I'll talk to you about it later. It's going to be a humdinger. It really is. Um, Spurs best Spurs best keeper of all time. There's
Pat
only one for
Jennings.
me. Pat Jennings.
Pat Jennings.
Bill Brown up there as well.
Yeah, different era. Bill Brown. Actually, Pat Jennings more or less took over from Bill Brown. Bill Brown was a great keeper as well, but Pat Jennings for me was the best. We had some good keepers. Ray Clements was another one that was very good. Eric Torsfed, he was good too. I see another name coming up there who I won't mention until it comes up, but he'd be better off eating his bag of crisps. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Now, it's actually a question to this. What did his father do in football?
Managed Everton.
And Norwich.
He was the Everton manager. Mike Walker
and
Norwich.
Also Norwich,
Everton and Norwich. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Bobby Mims was misunderstood.
What's that?
I'm just seeing what Andrew's just put in. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but Bobby Mims was misunderstood.
I think he was all right. Yeah, he thought he was a goalkeeper.
Yeah, he bloody well was not. Gerard says Spurs' worst ever signing.
Oh boy, Tanguy and Ndombele. Most expensive signing, anyway.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so.
Although we did have a few doozies in the 70s and 80s, but no, Ndombele, I think.
Yeah, Ndombele for me. Kane or Bale? I'll go for Bale.
That's a tough one. I'll go for Kale. Kale. Mixture of the two of them.
Who's the hell is Kale? Who did he play?
Kale. It's a mixture of two letters of each name.
Oh, yeah.
Kale.
I get you now.
Yeah. A tough one, that. I'd go for Bale as well because he was unbelievable when he was with us. He really was.
Yeah.
No offense to Harry Kane now, but
yeah. Epsom Bardson as well. Another. He was.
Yeah.
Carl says if Luton play the high line, we'll take them apart. If they sit back, it won't be easy. Yeah.
No,
that's true. And Chris is saying if it was us playing them away at 12:30, then I predict us to lose. 12:30 curse for us away from home. We've had a few dodgy away games as well, Philip. 12:30.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Now, we got these are now. I wonder if people can spot the mistake. I've done this deliberately. Now, Philip spotted it if you can spot the mistake, you'll get comment of the show. Well, the kickoff is tomorrow, of course, at 12:30 at Kenilworth Road in Luton. Result. Now, these are the percentages of the results who would win. Tottenham at 67% to win. Then there's 19% for the draw, 14% for Luton to win. Premier League position and form guide, Tottenham are second with 17 points. With 3 wins on the bounce, Philip. 4 wins out of the last 5. And then little old Luton, 17th. Now, I wonder if anyone has spotted the mistake yet. I didn't do it deliberately until I realised it, and I'm changing it round to my own advantage here.
I don't know how a 1 win and a draw can get you 16 points, but anyway.
Carl spotted it off straight away.
It must be a different scoring system than the rest of us.
Yeah. Yeah, Daniela
be the final total at the end of the season.
Probably. Maybe I can see. Philip, this is the team for tomorrow. Vicario and goal, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Destiny. That seems to be a very stable back 5 at the moment. Ollie Skip for Papa Sarr, Basuma, who's one booking away, Philip.
Why is Papa Sarr missing? Why is Papa Sarr missing?
This is only a predicted lineup, Philip.
All right, okay.
So minor. Then Madison, who's got the all clear, Kulu, Sonny captain on the wings, with Richarlison up front. If you saw that team come up tomorrow, Philip, would you be happy with that team?
No, I want Sarr playing. Sarr is turning into being one of the stars of the season in the whole entire Premiership. So
Mm.
Oliver Skip is okay to come on for the last 15 minutes or so, but I want Sarr to start.
Now,
Sorry, but I still.
No, I look for me. Look for me. I would have rested Madison and Son tomorrow if they had any niggles. I think tomorrow would have been an ideal time just to give them a rest.
But you know what I'd do? I'd play them tomorrow and then pull them out of their international squads and give them a fortnight off. Plenty of time to wait for the next match. There's no game the following week, so let them pull them out of the international squads.
Yeah, but can you see Sonny wanting to do that? He's captain of his country. Can you see him wanting to? Can you see Madison not wanting to play for England?
I can see them not wanting to pull out of the squad, but if they're injured, the club has a right and a duty not to send them off to international duty when they're not fit. So club comes first. The hell with the international team. We need them more than England and Korea does. So let them play for us tomorrow and then have a week off and relax and be fully fit for Fulham the following week.
See, I agree. I agree with Mia here. I really do. She says no Sarr, so play Son down the middle and Richie on the wing. What the fuck is this lineup? Well, this is the predicted lineup, Mia. This is the one that was one of the predicted lineups.
Yeah. I can't see Sarr being dropped now, to be honest.
No. Well, look, apparently he's picked up a little knock. That was what I heard in the beginning of the week. Philip, this is only a predicted lineup. This is only
I know.
You know, this is not the starting 11, and I think
he wasn't one of the ones mentioned in the press conference has been injured though, so that's why I think
Yeah, but for me, I think Sarr's played. I think, look, Philip, we're not playing Man United, we're not playing Chelsea, we're playing Luton, and I know.
I would take Dermot.
You can keep, but Philip, you cannot keep overplaying these players. They will burn out.
Yeah,
I know we're only playing one game a week.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to burn out playing one game a week. That's what I think the likes of Villa, West Ham, and Newcastle are going to suffer this season because of the extra match. We don't have that now, so the players can play a little bit more. And the fact that they've got a 2-week break.
You have a squad for a reason. You have a squad for a reason.
You don't change a winning team either.
You only change one player.
Luton to come at us tomorrow as being, if the biggest game of the season, they're not going to sit back and defend. They're going to come at us. We need to be ready for them, and that's why strongest team at all times, in my opinion. If they're fit, they play, and that's it.
Yeah, but for you got a squad, so you got to rotate. Look, for me,
we rotated against Fulham, and look what happened. We rotated against Fulham.
But
look
Fulham,
what happened.
We changed 9 players for Luton.
For Fulham, yeah, and we got beat.
For Fulham, we got beat. We're only changing one player, Philip. Basuma, I think, has been more of a. I think Basuma for me has been the more. Look, Sarr's been brilliant this season, but for me, Basuma's been the star of the show. You got Madison and Son carrying knocks.
Yeah, but they're fit now. Gentlemen, Basuma's one yellow away from a suspension, right? He'd be the one I'd be more inclined to leave out and bring Sarr in.
No, I'd rather him get a yellow card tomorrow and miss the Fulham game.
Well, we'll see. I'd rather he didn't get a yellow card at all, to be honest. But
yeah, but I'm just saying.
I know he's an aggressive midfielder.
Well, Danielle is agreeing with you, Philip. A lot of people agreeing with you, not agreeing with me. Mia says, "Do I need to come on? If you want to come on, Mia, come on." You're more than welcome.
We don't rate Skip that much. That's the problem. We don't. Sarr has jumped way ahead of Skip in the pecking order.
Yeah, but
he's young, he's fit. He can play. He can play one match a week, no problem.
Yeah, but Philip, the point I'm making is, if Ange has seen something in training that he feels Sarr shouldn't start the game but come on, and they should start with Skip for the first hour of the game, then surely that's the right thing to do. He watches the players in training all week. We don't.
Yeah, but he did. But who's to say he's watching out for something to leave Sarr out of the team? Why would he bring Skip in and place Sarr? That's not replacing a Rolls Royce with a Lada.
Yeah, I know that, Philip, but you've got. Yeah, but everyone seems to be missing the point. We've got a squad for a reason. It's called rotation. You don't know.
It is, but why rotate when you don't need to? Why rotate? I'm all for rotating if it's necessary. If we have a cup game during the week or something else, but we have a 2-week break coming up now. There's no reason why they can't play. No reason at all.
He may have gone to Ange and said, "Look, Ange, I need a break. I feel fatigued." He's going to
Well,
play
that's
off. Don't forget. Also, we're going to lose him for the African nations as well. By the way,
yeah, but that's not till January. Don't forget. We'll
Yeah,
worry
but
about
the
that when we
point
get
is,
to it. We'll have Bentancur back for that anyway. So
yeah,
that's
but
going
the
to be,
point is, we've got no other time to play these players in. So we haven't got cups to play them in. We haven't got Europe to play them in. So these other players, look, I agree with you, Sarr should start. But my point is, if he wants to rotate one or two players, I've got no problem. I mean, Højbjerg for me would be a better player in the end than Skip. But this is only one of the predicted lineups that were released. Hello,
well,
Mia.
we'll see.
How are you?
We'll see at 11:30 tomorrow who's right.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just can't believe that you're saying this. We can't take Luton lightly. Listen, if they're fit enough to go to international duty, why the heck are we worrying and resting them for? We can't take this game bloody lightly. We need to play our strongest team. And Skip isn't good enough. Sarr has played and he's been brilliant. He sometimes quietly gets along with it. You see how strong, how good he is on the ball. We need to play him. He's a young boy. He plays once a week. We're playing once a bloody week at the moment. Absolute no excuse for this whole burnout thing. It's absolutely not.
If Andrew's seen something in training, right, and he feels...
But who knows he has? Who knows he has?
But he
we don't know that.
I'm just using this as an example, okay? I'm not saying he has. I'm using it as an example. If he's seen something, right, say me as the Tottenham manager, right, and you're Philip, you're our assistant, right, and you're the manager, Mia, and you see Papa Sarr saying, do you know what? This training, he hasn't been on it. He really hasn't been hitting the heights he has been hitting. And you've got Højbjerg and Skip. And what do? Do you start with Sarr again because of what he's done in previous games? Or do you know what? I'm going to give Skip or Højbjerg an hour and then I bring Skip on.
No, because you'd think that Sarr, he might just have a little bit of an off time in a training, but all the rest of the week he's been absolutely fine in training. So no, why would I bring two rubbish players? Why would I risk it and bring someone who's nowhere near as good level and risk the bloody game? Like, no, absolutely not.
And also,
I think the Fulham game has put rotation out the door for me.
Yeah,
really.
but we're not making 9 changes, Philip. There's one
Doesn't
change.
matter. Yeah, I know, but you're talking about making a change. You're talking about dropping a player for no other reason than you want. Then there's no reason to drop him. Absolutely no reason.
And also, don't forget that's the most important part of the pitch. That is the part where we boss it at the minute because our midfielders are so good. When we were rubbish against Conte, it's because we did not boss that midfield. The connection from the back to the front. When we do play it from the back, Skip and Højbjerg can't play it from the back. They're nowhere near as good. So why would we want them to bloody play?
Look, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with the area. I totally agree with you. I'm just trying to bring another side to the argument. Well, not even argument, to the point. I'm just probably having a different point from you two, trying to look at it from a different angle. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Papa Sarr over Skip every day of the week. I do believe Højbjerg brings you something a little bit more, but not as good as Papa Sarr and Basuma together. But I think Højbjerg does bring you that probably more experience and more stability.
He also slows the game down massively. We don't want someone on the pitch who's going to slow the game down when we need to be quick if they're going to do a low block. Yeah. It's ridiculous. We need someone quick like Sarr.
But apart from that, right, are you both happy with the rest of that predicted lineup?
Apart from Mix, I think that Sonny needs to be in the middle and Richarlison on the wing. Absolutely can't have Sonny on that wing. He needs to be down the middle.
We saw it, guys, against Liverpool. Richarlison back to his best on that wing. Do you think that's his preferred position?
That's the way he played for Everton. So yeah, I'd imagine it is.
Yeah,
he looked dangerous.
He looked good.
He looked dangerous.
Yeah, but it's great to see we've got a stable back five, though, guys, doesn't it? We have the same back five mostly every week, and which has grown confidence between Romero and Van der Ven, and Vicario with his back four in front of him. He knows he can trust them; they can trust him. So for me, look, I understand people saying about Skip and Højbjerg and Sarr. I get it, and I probably agree with you. But I'm just going from an angle. Has he seen something in training? But this is only a predicted lineup.
He didn't say anything in the press conference about anyone else having injuries. He didn't say nothing about Sarr.
I did watch that as well. But yeah, I look. It is what it is. I don't know. We'll know at 11:30 or 12 o'clock tomorrow. I'd be very shocked if he does drop Sarr. If you had to drop one of them, guys, Sarr or Basuma, who would you drop, Mia? Or would you prefer Basuma to get his yellow card and suspension out of the way before the Chelsea game?
Yeah, I don't want Basuma to be gone for the Chelsea game. I would actually rather he gets that yellow now. I would say maybe even say to him towards the end of the game, if you haven't got a yellow, try and pick up a yellow, man, just so you don't get booked. So you don't get booked on the Fulham game.
Yeah.
Or don't play him. If he doesn't, what I would do is if he doesn't pick up a booking in the game against like this game, say to him for Fulham that we have to rest him so he doesn't risk it. Otherwise, it's too much of a risk.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, guys, these are some of the injuries we've got. Now, some of these have changed in the last 24 hours. Apparently, Celso and Brian Hill are in the squad for tomorrow. Brennan Johnson is out. We know Perisic is out. Bentancur should be back for Aston Villa. Ryan Segerson is still out. He'll be back for the Villa game. And, of course, Alfie Whiteman is unknown when he'll be back. And, of course, Tottenham have no players suspended for this match. But Basuma, as I have been saying, has picked up 4 Premier League yellow cards already this season and will incur a 1-match ban if he is booked on Saturday. History between Tottenham and Luton? Well, we've never played them before in the Premier League. This is the first time ever tomorrow. We have played them 32 times in the old First Division, 14 times in the old Second Division. We've got a sort of bad record against them in the FA Cup. I've only won 2 out of 9 in the FA Cup. We've met them once in the League Cup and beaten them 1-0. The whole competitive, we've played them 59 times. We've won 23 of them, drawn 20, lost 12. We've scored 86 goals, conceded 64. And this is a little stat I found, which I found really funny. A regional League South match played on the 23rd of November 1940 was abandoned due to an air raid. So that was a bit unfortunate.
The stats I was looking at is that Luton haven't actually beat a London team in 10 games at home.
Yeah, that's true. We started in 1987 with a 2-1 win against them in a friendly. The first time we played them in Division 2 was in 1946, where we lost 3-2 away and won 2-1 at home. Spurs are unbeaten in the last 10 games versus Luton Town, going all the way back to the end of the 80s with 5 wins and 5 draws. We have a 53.77% win rate against Luton Town. And we'll start with you, Philip, and then we'll go to you, Mia. As you can see, the last 3 away games at Kenilworth Road, we haven't scored a goal. It's been 0-0. Our last away win at Kenilworth Road was on the 28th of March, 1989, a 3-1 win. David Howes, Paul Walsh, and a certain Paul Gascoigne got 3 goals that day. But we haven't actually scored at Luton's ground since then, Philip. And the last time we played them, of course, was 2007 in a friendly.
Yeah,
the last time
that
in
was
the
a
league.
plastic pitch, wasn't it? Plastic pitch.
No, 2007 wasn't plastic.
No, that wasn't.
Pitch,
but the 80s were plastic pitches.
The last time we played them there was a 0-0 draw on the 11th of March, 1992. Any games spark out memories there for you, Philip?
No, none of them. To be honest, I don't remember any of them. No.
Mia,
No.
look. But why do you think we found it so hard? I mean, look, 3 games there we haven't scored. The last win of them was a 4-1 win at home in 91. Look, do you think it will end up 0-0 tomorrow? Do you think Tottenham will win?
No chance. Not be nil each, that's for sure.
I think that the fact that we haven't played them very often, so obviously if you're playing them less, the stats are obviously going to show. There hasn't been a game since 16 years ago, 2007. That's a long time that we haven't played them once. So, and things have changed dramatically since then. So I think we're going to win. Either I'm saying 2-1. I think it's going to be tight, or 3-1. I keep saying those 2 score lines are my 2 score lines.
Because Tottenham's last win, Philip, was a 4-1 win. Lineker got 2, and a young Scottish striker, it's Chris Houghton, not Houghton. Houghton's got 2 that day as well. And there was also the game the floodlights failed at White Hart Lane during that match.
That was the Irvine Scholar couldn't afford the electricity bill those days.
Yeah, they had the bucket had a bucket going around
No,
the
that
whole
was after.
stadium.
That was just after Sugar took over. Actually, in November
Yeah.
'91. So,
Yeah. But look, some great names there. Mabbott, Hodge, Howes, Walsh, Gascoigne, Stewart, Allen, Paul Stewart. Then in 1990, some great games there over the years.
But there's no recent form against Luton, so that's why
No.
it's so hard to sort of predict something. What's going to happen.
That's what I was saying. We haven't played them in like so long, 16 years ago, before Jakey was even born.
Yeah.
That's a very, very long time ago. So we can't really judge. But by how they're playing, they like to play a bit more counter-attack, low block. That is how they do play in general. And we have got the most chances in the Premier League. We've created the most chances. So I think that for me, we have to be able to be quicker and be able to create those chances and be clinical, because I do think they're going to be difficult to break down. I really do.
Yeah, I do. Look, it's not going to be this 4-5-0 what everyone thinks it is. I think it'd be a 2-0 or a 2-1. I really think it's going to be a tight game tomorrow.
Joe, I think will make the difference, Dermot, is if we score early, I think it will be a 3-4-1 or whatever. But if we don't, I think the longer it goes on, the harder it's going to be, and then they could easily try and nick it at the end. I think that's where we're going to have to be really careful.
I agree with you. I really do. Philip, look, tomorrow, if you're watching the game, of course, you can watch it here on the watch along here with us. We're on here from 12:15. But it is on TNT, which used to be PD Sport in UK and Ireland. The United States is on NBC Sports, and in Canada is on Fubo TV. And of course, Philip, we could be top of the league by 2:30 on Saturday.
Exactly. Yeah, could be.
Now,
hopefully we are.
We're going to give this last bit of news.
Yeah.
Now, Philip, do you want to tell the story behind this?
This was very cute by Spurs. They put out a thing that the Spurs versus Liverpool game, the rescheduling details, and every Spurs fan in the country nearly had a heart attack when they saw it. And the Liverpool fans were, yes. Only one slight difference. It's the ladies' match. It's not to do with the gents at all. So tough luck, Liverpool. You're not getting your replay.
I think Gerrard's been having too many. I don't know what he's taken, but Eric Dyer to start in the middle of the pack. The new Glenn Hoddle will play team. Yeah, right. Eric Dyer. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
The one thing on news, I don't know if you guys saw, but did you see this interview that they did to promote people who are deaf who watch football? There's this really lovely program that Ange, Ben Davies and Ledley King are part of. They got to interview them, the people going in there, and to basically bring awareness to people who are deaf, which I think is really lovely.
It is.
Very good.
It really is. Now, we have got a little bit of breaking news here. Now, this is unconfirmed. All right. I said just a bit of breaking news. This is not Spurs related, but the wife of Sir Alex Ferguson has passed away.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's very sad.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so
Alex Ferguson is an absolute legend. Absolute legend.
Yeah,
and I'm
100%.
very sorry to hear that.
It's just been sent to me. It was sent to me an hour ago. I didn't see it until now. But yeah, the wife of Sir Alex Ferguson has passed away. So may she rest in peace. And our condolences to the Ferguson family. Yeah. Now this is on. Sorry, go on, Mia.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because I talked to my friend who supports Man United today, and I was saying how much, because I watched the David Beckham documentary. I watched the first episode, and I was saying how much I love Alex Ferguson, how much I respect him, and he seems really well. He looks really well. So it's really sad to hear that, obviously, now that his wife's passed away.
I said it earlier in the show, Mia, very quickly before we've gone to this bit of unconfirmed news. Do you feel Ange is a little bit like Fergie in a way, where he's given youth a chance, but he's that sort of style of manager, isn't he? Like Fergie was. I know Fergie was a very you had to do it his way or no way. Postecoglou's a little bit like that, isn't he? You do it his way, or if you don't do it his way, you're out the door.
That's the right way to be. The right way to have
it. No, definitely. In the way as well, the respect that all the team had for Ferguson as well. When you hear David Beckham talking about him and he still like says boss, he said he looked up to him like a dad from when he was very young, when he first signed the contract, you know, like everybody really respected him and looked up to him. And also the way that he treated them exactly like what Ange does. He treats them nicely, but also keeps that line of respect where you don't cross the line. Because, you know, I am the boss, which I think is fair enough. And Angie's very, very similar. And yes, Tequila, of course, I would watch the Beckham documentary. More Beckham, of course. Absolutely.
Is it worth watching, though, Mia? Because it's something I've actually been seriously, though. Is it worth watching?
Yeah. It is worth watching. I think it's really nice to like hear stories and to go back obviously on his career a little bit. He talks, obviously he's going to talk about how he met Victoria and the thing that happened with England as well, which is good, like to hear how he felt about it, or when he got the red card and stuff. You know, it is. I think it's really good, and I love Dave. I've got a lot of respect for him as well, not just because he is lovely looking.
No, I think David Beckham, for me, a lot of that class of 92, I have a lot of respect for. You know, Gary the Neville brothers, Dave.
Joe, what's funny? They showed a clip of Gary Neville when he was young, and to see baby-faced Gary Neville's really funny. To see him now, you're like, oh my god, I forgot that. And also Eric Cantona, absolute legend. Eric Cantona was.
Anyway. Thfc have held early talks with Aston Villa, Johan Lange, I think he's French, over the vacant sporting director role. Nothing finalised as yet, but embarked as a potential recruit into post Fabio Paratici structure. Now, this is unconfirmed. So that is a bit of news there, Philip. And also, Colin sent me this morning. It's Jurgen Klopp ringing up. He's at a hotel and he rings up reception. He says, "Hello, can I have a wake-up call, please?" "Of course, sir." You are a scoffy wascock, always looking for an excuse. You can replay this too. Anything else can I do? Anything else can I do, sir? There you go.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny when I saw that. Wasn't Mon already doing that job? I don't know what's got Mon soon. Last question here. I was ready to rant there, says Chris, but I saw that yeah. Question here. We're gonna end on this, guys. Do you think Big Ange can be the new Bill Nick? One word answer for me. I'm going for yes. Philip, yes or no?
Probably.
Mia?
Possibly.
Well, that's interesting. Three different.
It's a little bit early. It's a little bit early to be going. Yes, I think, you know.
No,
if he keeps this up, if he keeps it up, yeah. But
he hasn't
let
lost.
things bed down a bit.
Yeah, he hasn't lost at home in 52 games as a manager.
I know.
As
we kept saying earlier, there's going to be bumps in the road. We're going to get bumps in the road.
You know,
so let's just get over a few of them first before we start comparing to Bill Nick, you know.
Yeah, well, look, Mia, thanks for popping on. I know you had to pop on, but to keep me and Philip in
not check. Philip, you. Philip was being reasonable and sensible. It's you.
Yeah, well, you know me by now. I don't care what people think. I just give my opinion. You like it, you do. You don't, you don't. We've just got a few people here. We've got Danielle, so thank you. Geordie, hello, mate. Big up to all the panel members, Mia and Philip. Big up, Geordie. Hope you're doing well. Jumping the gun a bit, but you never know. And Chris is saying Spurs were near the top this time last year. We know what happened after that. You can't judge anything this early. Exactly.
Yeah, I think. Joe, what I would say to that, Chris, would be that last year everybody was saying to us it's not sustainable, where this year this kind of football and this sort of mentality is sustainable because of the way Ange is. Not saying that we're going to be near the top. I'm sensible. I'm not like deluded like what Dermot is saying we're going to be challenging for the league, but I do think this is more sustainable.
Can I actually stop you there, right? I have every right to say we're going to win the league. Every team in the league has a chance to win the league.
I've got every right to say that you're deluded to say that.
Yeah, hang on. But I've also said, if you listen to me, I've also said in the same breath, we're very much in a Champions League fight as well, which is more realistic. We can finish in the top 3, I think, in the league. I think we can. Man City are a team upon themselves, but Man City should not be losing like they did last week. Man City have lost 2 games in a row. 1 in the League Cup, 1 in the league. Okay, the 1 in the Champions League. Man City are beatable. Man City should win the Premier League. But Tottenham, in our current form, with the manager we've got, the optimism we've got, how the players are playing, we should be fighting for a top 3 place in the league. And that's my opinion. If we win the league,
I think
fantastic. But a Champions League is maximum we should be achieving this year with an FA Cup win if we can get to Wembley.
I just don't think we've got enough depth squad-wise. He said himself it's going to take a few windows for us to that. That's where when the push comes to shove, you need that squad depth to be up there. That's what I would say.
Just very quick before we go, Philip, we've got Colin saying howdy all. Howdy, Colin.
Hi, Colin.
We've got Chris says, great stream as always. I'll probably see you in the F1 stream tomorrow. We may be on tonight with the F1. Don't know. Probably tomorrow. But me and Philip will be doing an F1 build-up to the Formula One where Max Verstappen can win the World Championship this weekend as early as tomorrow in the sprint race. Me and Philip are covering all them. Or whenever I'll be watching my local team Carlisle away to Bolton tomorrow. 4K Carlisle, 4,000 Carlisle fans, more than PSG took to Newcastle. Exactly. Big up, Chris. Let us know. Send us in the video, Chris, of your trip tomorrow. And we'll put up in the channel like a little way day of going with Carlisle. My email is on the YouTube channel. Take a video, send it in, and we'll have it as we'll do a bit of fun with it, Chris. Do your away day with Carlisle. So do a bit of a match blog for us. I'd be interested with that. FT Column says Man City without KDB and Wadgery look beatable. They do, and that's my point. They're losing important players at the moment. Man City are not this invincible team everyone thinks they are. They are beatable. Mark Robinson, big up. Luton Town is a great story told, even better than Leicester City. I would agree with that. Yeah, going from non-league to the Premier League, you've got to tip your hat off to them. And I think that everyone's sort of favourite team to stay up, I think, this season. I don't think they will, but you love them too. The Keeler saying, top 6 finish for me, lads. Which upgraded from a top 10 at the start of the season. I'm still going for Champions League. Neil Shafton, will you behave? Will you children behave? Don't make me come in there and separate the both of you, Dermot. Can you think Dermot can think what he wants, and Mir is just as entitled. Exactly. I like that. That's funny.
He started it, Neil, not me. He started it.
You started it, Mia. Daniela Zito says, come on, Orient. Beat Reading at home tomorrow. Yeah, we're following me and Philip. We've sort of taken Orient as our sort of second team on this channel, haven't we, Philip? We always keep an eye out for them. And Chris says, we'll probably get battered off Bolton, but who cares? It's an away day. Exactly. Well, listen, thank you. Colin said Spurs will finish second or third, I reckon. See, I've got a bit of backing. If you have enjoyed this, please hit a like button and subscribe button on here. Do the same on the Full-Time Sports Network. Thank you. Follow us on Twitter. Hit the follow button on Twitch. Mia, do you want to tell everyone where your wonderful channel is, as you're a wonderful person as well? So please let them know about Spurs Between the Lines.
If you haven't already, please go over and subscribe over at Spurs Between the Lines.
Do you want to read that one out from Neil Phillip?
If I have to come in there, you're both going to your room. No phone and no Xbox. They are now. That's you told.
I don't have an Xbox. The kids have one, but I don't have one.
You're going to lose your father. I love our chat. That's so funny. And then Chris says, City first, Liverpool second, Spurs. Right. We're definitely getting you on for the Liverpool return match, Chris. He says Spurs third. And 7th for Man United at best. I reckon top 10 for Man United myself. You won't when I'm done, he says. Neil, pick up, Neil. Pick up, everyone. We are back later with something on the F1 channel. We're back tomorrow, Philip, at 12:15 with the watch along. Whatever you do, enjoy your Friday night. We've got a lot coming up over the weekend. Come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange we
Come on,
trust.
Spurs.
All aboard.
Mia, what were you saying?
I said all aboard the train. Choo choo.
Choo choo.